Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a proof example in video form of Sofie Baca's work ethic. So, first and foremost, 80% of tasks that I need help with, I would either do myself, pay someone else to do, or just let it pile up until I could get myself to be able to do it or get help to do it. Because the only tasks that Sofie had to help with were putting away dishes that I hand washed, I hand dried, because Sofie Baca, oh poor Sofie Baca, she doesn't know how to wash a dish. She was raised so privileged. So Sofie Baca's idea of clean dishes is mold and food stuck onto my dishes. And since I'm sick, I don't have an immune system, I'm immunocompromised, I have sepsis, lupus, and a lot of other conditions. I cannot eat food that's stuck on my dishes. I can't eat mold and rotten avocados and garlic that Sofie Baca was trying to force me to eat. So there was very little she had to do. Put away dishes. Here are the cabinets. Here's the dish rack. It's only me. So if anything needs to be put away, it's like a dish, literally. And the glassware, only when company came over and I served people drinks and glassware, because I use a hydro flask. So there's no even needing to wash a glass for me. Mop and sweep, nope, because I have this. But you can ask Sofie how many times she emptied that and cleaned the filter. None. Zero. Zit. This came off and I asked her if she can rinse it and clip it back on. This is Sofie's idea of work. There, I did it. I took it from the sink. Although you rinsed it and I didn't, I put it on the floor for you. My work is done. Be satisfied and don't say anything to me or I'll hurt you. That was Sofie Baca, people. So, although I have a fractured back, I have to pick it up. And although I have POTS and dysautonomia and I'm going through a flare, I had to pick it up. I have to put it in. I can't do that today, so it's going to sit there. I'll give you another example of Sofie Baca's work ethic. So, as I've stated, Sofie Baca only had to do very minimal work. Very, 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 very minimal. Like putting up clean dishware. She didn't have to wash them. I did it. I labeled these for her. You see, large plates. This is Sofie's work ethic. Oh, you want me to put a dish away? There, I put it away. Oh, what? You want me to work? No way. Poor me, Sofie Baca. There's no way that someone's going to ask me to work. That's literally what she would do. She would fill this area with things. She would fill this area with things, this area with things, this area with things, my living room with things, or just randomly put things places, and was the poor victim. Even though it's so simple to put something away from me, because, wow, storage container, God, just gotta throw it down there. Utensils, pots, pans, spices. Oh, and she didn't even have to mess with this because she never cooked. I cooked for her daily. Daily. And all the time she worked for me, you know how many times she cooked for me? One single time. One. and I was paralyzed at that time. So here's another example. For weeks, I've had asked Sofie if she can charge the Ring camera for me. I put it on a to-do list. Did Sofie create a to-do list for the things I'd have to ask her to do? No, she was too good for that. Would she listen to the verbal instruction I'd give her? No, she was too good to listen to me. So I'd put things down on a to-do list, which infuriated her. So then, how would I relay to Sofie Baca the things I need help with that she's getting paid to do? So instead, I finally did it after weeks of not being able to record. And so I asked her if she could put the Ring camera up and put the box away. This is what she did. This was here. This is where she put it. And this is where she left the screws that go in there. And these things were just all over the place. Okay. I need to ask the public, is this considered putting things away? When things are labeled so you know where they go, and if you don't, you've been repeatedly asked, just ask me. No, instead, she'd throw my things around, she'd break things, she'd lose things by doing shit like this. Like, this is in the box. Like, why is it even out? Like, why are the screws even out? So, I couldn't ask for her to verbally do something. I couldn't write it down. And for the most part, I didn't. She got to sit here. I washed these cushions, and I haven't been able to put this one back by myself. Although I have a caregiver, because I can't get Sofie to help me with tasks. Asking her is just too much. I had to sweep, I had to mop. She's never scrubbed my toilet. She's never cleaned my bathroom. She's never cleaned a mirror. She's made my bed twice with me helping her and me doing 80% of the work. And yet she was getting paid. And the one moment that I asked her for help with just putting things away, she went psycho. I mean, psycho. She said that, she started verbally being abusive and stating all these things that I supposedly was. And she refused to put the rotten food down the sink. She was trying to put that garlic in my broth. Like, this is how psycho some people are. So people looking for caregivers, do background checks. Someone might be pretty on the outside and might seem nice and cordial, but behind closed doors, people can be really awful. And Sofie Baca is one of them.